Newspapers. I am Aaron, the speaker, and this is Lonnie Cox, and we are Miami Stand-Up Comedy. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're watching this on Facebook. You're watching this on YouTube. Who are these guys? These handsome gentlemen, one with a beard and one with not. Well, me, I'm a former college professor and stand-up comedian and the founder of Miami Stand-Up Comedy. And Lonnie Cox is not a college professor.
No.
But he does work for operations. You're an operations man.
I am.
And he does so many great things in the community, as well as being a stand-up comic. And we want to thank you so much for checking out our show. Now, into the future, rolling into the future, we're going to be here every Friday at noon, right at lunchtime. It's a great time to tune in. You're having your sushi from Publix. You know, it's affordable. It's great.
Safe.
Delicious. On Wednesdays by my house, they have $5 sushi. Don't know about your Publix, but maybe you want to grab a coffee and watch the show. Each show will be different, but for today, we're going to be talking about Miami stand-up comedy. We're going to be talking about what we got going on in the city, and then in the future, we're going to have some funny little tidbits, and we're going to have some little funny things that we're going to talk about, and any kind of questions you guys have, write Miami Community Newspapers, write them in the comment section, or write us at Miami Stand-Up Comedy, Facebook, and Instagram, and we'll talk about it on the show. So let's jump into it. Lonnie, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Good to be here.
It's good to be here too. I feel like we're talking through glass. Like,
yes.
You know, I'm
like
in prison or you're in
Mm-hmm.
prison.
Which one of us would be in prison? Me,
you,
for sure.
Definitely.
That was a dumb question.
I'm a nice Jewish boy. I can't go to prison.
I'm also like an Aryan Nation gang leader from prison.
Yes, but you're not. You're like a teddy bear with a beard.
Not yet. Life is going well so far.
So tell me, what's going on with you this morning?
It's early. I'm a late riser, so got up early this morning, had my coffee. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be up, happy to be here. Pinecrest. We're in the home of the Pinecrest newspaper.
Yeah, why does that mean so much important things to you? Why does the Pinecrest newspaper mean so much, Lonnie?
I just remember growing up and the Pinecrest Tribune, I believe it was called. They would always have, it was called Positive People of Pinecrest, and there were three profiles. And there was always somebody from I always knew one of them. You know what I mean? It was always somebody you went to elementary school with, or somebody you were in high school with, whether it was like a football player that would, feed homeless on the weekends, or, the Palmetto class president. It was always somebody that I was jealous of on the Pinecrest Tribune. And hopefully one day I'll get on there, even though I don't live in Pinecrest anymore.
Lonnie, you're doing something better than the Pinecrest Tribune. You're on the Miami Community Newspapers as a whole.
I made it
right now as the actual person on air. So not only are you're not even getting an article,
right?
You're getting a feature right now.
That's right. I surpassed the newspaper. I've made it to the better media. The visual media. The visual and
That's
audio.
Right. And audio.
Right.
You don't have to, visual and audio.
Right.
The seeing eye dog joke you have.
The seeing eye dog joke. Yes, I've really surpassed just 1 sense, and I've now made it to 2.
So let's give the people a little bit about what Miami Stand-Up Comedy is, okay? So Miami Stand-Up Comedy was started by me back in 2018, and I had one desire in mind, which was to produce really awesome comedy shows in the city and be able to provide not only comedy shows, but also community service. And we've done that. In the past month, we had these amazing shows at the Mighty. We took a little break with the pandemic. We wanted to sit things out, but now as people are getting vaccinated, we're trying to catch the wave, and we're trying to make sure that we can provide people in the city with quality entertainment, get them to laugh, get them to have a good time, and also do something for a good cause in the city. And this past month, we've worked with Lotus House Women's Shelter because it was Women's International History Month. So we decided to work specifically with that women's shelter. And we have raised over $1,000 in donations in just 4 shows at the Mighty on Coral Way, which is pretty impressive.
Very
and
impressive.
Last week, remember that girl, she was walking down the street with a bag. I said, "Where are you going to do your laundry?"
Right.
She says, "This is not laundry. These are donations for your business." And she came and dropped off an entire 22-gallon trash bag full of like almost brand new clothes to just give it to the show. And I said, "How'd you hear about it?" I said, "Social media." She saw it on Miami Stand-Up Comedy's Instagram, and she wanted to come by, just drop off the clothes. And she said she'd come back for a future show. That's why I started Miami Stand-Up Comedy, was to provide quality entertainment and to do something good for the community, especially for those people who need it most.
I mean, that was very impressive. What was also impressive is the fact that you know exactly how many gallons a trash bag is just off the top of your head, that you keep that information just floating around. That was also very impressive.
Well, when it comes to my last time I was on the show with Grant Miller here. Have you ever seen?
Yeah.
Grant Miller here. I do a good Grant Miller. Tommy, the producer right now, he's laughing.
Tommy likes it.
So, I did the show with Grant Miller and I mentioned my wife. I was like,
Mhm.
I had my wife. My phone was going crazy. Her family was going like, when did you guys get married?
Mhm.
I said, we're not married. We live together. We're boyfriend and girlfriend. I just say wife because it sounds better than
It does sound better.
domestic partners.
It does sound better.
Yeah. So I know about gallons of trash because I'm the one who takes out the trash.
You take out the trash. You're
take out the
buying the
trash.
grocery bags.
Yeah.
I understand.
I
Buying
do
trash
I do
bags.
the cooking and cleaning. I'm the stay-at-home husband.
Good.
And I don't mind that.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. She's a great job. She's a brilliant data scientist.
Mhm.
She gets paid a lot of money.
Speaks 5 languages.
Speaks 5 languages.
How many languages do you speak?
1 and 2. The second one is a bad word. I can't say what that is, but it's funny on stage when I say it.
That
I'm
is
fluent
good.
in it.
Yes.
I don't know what the rules are here.
So in that dynamic, you should be the one taking out the trash.
Yes, and I am, and I wash the dishes and I cook. But the only thing is, when it comes to cooking, I don't know about you out there in the audience. I don't know what you guys can cook, but I'm only good for breakfast. I got the French toast down. I got the pancakes down.
Little vanilla in the French toast
but
batter.
when it comes to making like I don't know, a more seasoned dish with, if it has scallions in it, I can't.
No?
No, I don't even know what. No,
You're not. Scallions is where you draw the limit. That's the end of your abilities is scallions.
I think it's because, typically when I've had to cook for other people as a single man, it was usually just breakfast.
That's
Like it was.
touche. That was pretty good, folks.
As a single man, when it came to dinner and lunch, that was a date. We went out.
Right.
But breakfast, if they stayed over, I stayed over. I cooked the breakfast.
Go-to breakfast. What do you do?
If I had to go to,
if you're making breakfast, what's your go-to? Quick and easy. You can cook this the best.
Scrambled eggs.
Okay.
And pancakes. And now I go turkey bacon or turkey sauce. I try to keep it clean.
Yeah. All right. I like eggs. I make eggs a little bit differently from most people. I like to scramble them in the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like to do it in the bowl first. I like to do it in the pan.
Well, if you have any recipes out there and you're watching, we want to know, what are your breakfast recipes?
Yes.
Send us a message. Let us know. We're bringing a griddle out here and we'll make breakfast on the show.
Cooking with Cox. That was an idea we had.
Cooking with Cox.
Yep.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
We had any producers out there, jump in. So when it comes to Miami stand-up comedy, what have you enjoyed most so far? I know that 2020 was weird. We kind of sat around, it really stopped a lot of the businesses, but we've really getting back into the swing of things, and we're constantly looking for venues. So if you're a venue out there, if you know someone who has a great stage or a great venue, we're looking for venues. We're trying to get to the point where we have, at least 4 to 5 shows a week.
Right.
So we're definitely depending on you, the Miami community. We're more than stand-up comedy. We are community, and we try to provide quality entertainment to the best businesses that are available to us. So if you know any businesses, let us know. But what have you enjoyed most about 2021 so far with doing the shows at the Mighty specifically? But also we have Jada Coles on the last Monday, which is the 29th. This Monday, Jada Coles on Coral Way.
Norman's on the beach.
Norman's on April 2nd. We have Norman's on April 2nd. That's going to be a fantastic show. We include live music at Norman's. So we have a live music act and we have drink specials. We partner with Few Spirits.
You got that?
Yeah, we sponsor. We always sponsor with the liquor sponsor. We got Herradura Tequila at the Mighty. But what have you enjoyed most so far about 2021 with producing these shows?
I mean, for me, it's totally new. Producing shows is, I've been helping you out producing these shows. For me, I've been saying, comedy for me, I used to show up 5 minutes before the show started. I would do, 7 to 10 minutes on stage. Then I go outside and I'm hanging out with my friends till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And I go home. That was my commitment to a comedy show. Now, we're leaving the studio at 5 o'clock. The show starts at 9. We're setting up equipment. We're doing sound checks. We're talking to the bar owners. We're standing outside, waving our shirts over our heads with signs pointing to free comedy show. Come inside. Barking as they call it in New York. We're shooting videos. We're lavaliered up. We're running around. It's a whole other animal. And I got to say, I love it. It's really given me a whole other perspective on what it takes to make a comedy show. I also love how we do it. I've done a lot of comedy shows in my life. I've been brought on stage literally by guys almost in their underwear. Like, did I ever tell you about that?
No.
In Fort Lauderdale, it was this. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it was called 10th Level. It was the video game bar. Did you ever do comedy show? They used to do a roast battle there.
I never did that one. No.
Yeah. So you would go to do a roast battle, and what it was is you would do 10 minutes up front.
Okay.
And then the other comic would do 10 minutes, and then you would just roast each other. And eventually, I guess the host.
Define roast. People watching may not know what a roast is.
Okay, so a roast is like, I basically just like, if I know you, right?
Right.
We've known each other for 2 years now. So if I know you, I can like, your purple shirt or this, and I start making fun of your appearance, maybe how bad your comedy is, or, start just maybe take personal shots. Personally, roasting is not my forte. I'm not a big roaster in life. I get my feelings hurt very easily, if I'm being honest. So roasting is not particularly my favorite thing to do in comedy. But anyway, so, you're roasting, you're making fun of the other person. But at this thing, I mean, I was literally reading people's names on the flyer and being like, oh, I have to just Facebook this person because I've never met them before. So it was literally only superficial roasting of like your purple shirt and your shoes are tied in a weird way. So that was just the quality of the roast battles.
And the host was wearing underwear only.
Not underwear, but those shorts, they're like, they're pajama material. You know what I'm talking about? They're not basketball. You couldn't play basketball in them.
Yeah.
But it's like you're going into the sauna.
Like you see the print.
They're sweatpants that are cut off at the knee.
Yeah.
No shoes.
No shoes.
And sweat shorts. And sometimes he would just shotgun us from the back. He wouldn't even come out. So, to go from that to one of our shows, which is, if we don't have live music, which is rare, usually we do have some live music. But if we don't have live music, we've got the soundboard hooked up. We're playing music between every comedian. We're messing with the gain and the mic levels of every comedian just to make sure that everyone can be heard from the back. And, I think we really take a lot of care in the product that we provide to, not only to the venue, but to the audience, and then ultimately the community with, the donations that we collect and the videos that we provide and the collateral and the marketing material and the social media outreach. We really provide this whole comprehensive service that's, like you said, beyond just ha 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 into a microphone. And I'm really enjoying it. I really like working with you. I like what we're doing. I like the product that we provide. And as you can see, it's very easy for me to promote it because I believe in it.
Yeah. A lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun this whole time. And, the thing that I've noticed is starting into 2021, people, it's hard, with vaccinated and non-vaccinated and wearing the masks and not wearing the masks and trying to find outdoor venues. And as summer comes, people are going to be like outside venues, people be like, sitting out there like,
I mean, I went out last night and it was getting not comfortable. It was like 77, but that humidity is coming back and I just can't. I'm a big boy. It's not for me.
Yeah. So I like it hot though.
Yeah.
But I think people are going to be, when outside venues are going to have a hard time leading into summer. But, I think the audiences have been really dying for comedy and entertainment.
Sure.
Like, I think we've had at the Mighty, we've had so many successful shows in the last 4 shows at the Mighty that we had patrons coming back that had come to the 2 previous shows that were like, we're here because of the $6 margaritas, but also because of the fact that, we do provide a really quality show and it got better and better. And it was only an open mic. We didn't even hire comedians.
Right. I mean, the first show wasn't even the best. And then they were coming back.
Yeah.
Just the fact that they were coming back from the first show, that just shows you how good we were doing.
I know. And it was just literally random people who are in the comedy scene who know about us showing up. We didn't hire a single person at the Mighty.
No.
We didn't contract any single comedian to come. These are all just random citizens that showed up to support comedy and to show love. And it was amazing just to provide the microphone and the system for them to do that and giving them the platform. But, I definitely see a lot of businesses are interested into entertainment now. And it's something that audiences really want. And I think as we move forward and people get vaccinated and, we do everything we can to socially distance and wear masks, that stand-up comedy in Miami is something that can really blossom and grow, for a lot of venues that are looking to fill a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, a slow night. providing them with a comedy show through Miami Stand Up Comedy, we go above and beyond.
Especially,
and it's a lot of fun.
Especially for those venues that have this, this space that they've never really figured out how to use.
That's true.
I think we've been activating a lot of venues that they're like, man, we've got this beautiful room, but we don't know what we're doing with it. We've got this room, it's empty. It sits empty 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week. Maybe they do live music once a week, maybe. And, but when the pandemic, they're not doing it. So now all these places, they've got they're paying rent on the square footage that they're not using. We really provide a way for people to take this square footage and make money off of it, maybe even for the first time.
Yeah.
And that's exciting.
That is exciting.
I think that's another thing that we're providing. That's another great thing that we can do.
And also when it comes to stand up, Miami, is not right now. We have like the diaspora of the world, like that's all true. The comedians, so you have a lot of New York comedians coming down. You have a lot of LA comedians coming down. You have a lot of people who are coming here because we're one of the few states that are open, thankfully because of the weather and, because of the situations that we have in the state, right. Particularly to our state. And, it's hard because you need more comedy shows in the city of Miami. It's Definitely. Strange to think, when I was interviewing Kyle Grooms on our podcast, the Miami Stand Up Comedy Podcast, he was telling me all about the history of Miami and how the comedy clubs used to really only be in Carroll City and in Overtown and these kind of neighborhoods. But I always thought, wouldn't South Beach be a great place for comedy? Wouldn't downtown Miami be a good place for comedy? And we have the Doral Improv again. We lost the Coconut Grove Improv. I think a lot of people who probably watch this channel were patrons of the, Coconut Grove Improv when it was around. But yeah, man, it's we need more comedy. I think it's good for the world. It's good for the culture. It gets people to laugh, let loose, hear some things they normally wouldn't hear. Right. And especially now with everyone talking about culture things and stuff like that and what's going on in the world, you need someone to kind of break it down in a humorous way, a non-serious, satirical way to kind of allow you to crack open and loosen up. The hard part is, though, Miami, you get a lot of people who are non-native English-speaking speakers. Right. So I got to work on my Spanish jokes. Yo hablo español un poquito. Entiendo más o menos.
And also, you're like Indiana jokes. We get people from all over. So, your crowd from any given night, especially if you're on South Beach. If you've done shows in South Beach, right? Comedy shows in South Beach.
I've done shows in South Beach.
Yeah. So you know that you might have like people from Finland, people from Idaho, and people from Hialeah all in the same show. So you really got to stretch your legs a little bit to figure out exactly what kind of comedy is going to work and connect with everybody while being topical, funny, and clever all at the same time. So Miami is not an easy place to do stand-up comedy, but it's definitely a great place to do stand-up comedy.
100%. I think the show at Norman's on the 2nd, Norman's Tavern, they have a great room. I think what makes a great comedy room, let's break that down. Tommy, how much time we got?
Like 15 minutes.
Oh, let's break down what makes a great comedy room. So let's say you're out there, you're thinking to yourself, I want to go to a comedy show. I want to help these guys out. They seem like two nice Jews and jokes. I want to get these guys some more business. Well, here's how you could do it. We look for rooms, right, that have moderately low ceilings. Like you don't want like really, really high ceilings, because then you get the echo effect. And we look for rooms that have a stage, but it doesn't need a stage necessarily.
We also don't want it to be not only too high ceilings, but not too far back. Like we want to be doing comedy in a warehouse. I've done that before. It wasn't very fun.
Yeah, comedy in a warehouse is not good. So we look for venues that are usually serving food and drink, because this is what I tell everybody, right? Yeah, we do comedy shows, but comedy is the dressing on the salad.
Right.
The salad is the lettuce, the tomatoes, the onions. That's like the bar or the restaurant, the tables, the servers.
I mean, the comedy store is a restaurant and a bar. You know what I mean? The comedy store is this big magic show that's providing comedians. They pay comedians $15, right? If you're Joe Rogan, you're Eddie Murphy, you're getting paid $15 a set at the comedy store. But they're not making their money in ticket sales. I think the tickets are $25. You know what I mean? What they're making money on is the food, the drinks, the tips. That's what they make their money on. So I think all live entertainment is really just dressing on the fact that we're trying to sell food and alcohol. And that's what I'm fine with that.
Yeah, we're food and beverage salesmen.
That's right.
We're food and beverage salesmen that provide a comedy show.
Mhm.
So, we're looking for venues. We're looking in the area of Coral Gables, Coconut Grove. I'd venture into downtown Miami, Wynwood.
We're so close. I mean, we both live in the Grove, right?
Yeah.
We both live right on 27th. So we're in a great location for live entertainment. If we want to be in Brickell, it's 10 minutes. Want to be in Wynwood, it's 12. If we want to be at, the mighty Coral Way, it's 5. If we want to come down here, I mean, I know you think it's very far
It's
for
far
some
from
reason.
me.
I don't understand that. We live on 27th Avenue. I mean, it's literally, we could probably walk here. It wouldn't be fun.
I
but
couldn't
we could
walk here, Lonnie.
we could probably do it. It would take a while, especially me, but we could. It's not far at all.
It's pretty far. When I come down here, I was saying I went to Vacilet Wine Bar. Brittany Brave.
No, that's far.
Brittany Brave had a great show at Vacilet Wine Bar,
Yes.
which is in Kendall. And I was
It's
driving
not-
down
it's
Kendall
deep,
Drive.
Deep.
I was like, Kendall goes to Mexico. It just keeps going. Like it goes
That's
across
far.
the Atlantic, across
Yeah.
the Gulf. Like Kendall Drive. Like when I went to Kendall, I said, "Man, this is far."
It's basically California.
Yes, it's basically California.
Kendall and 157th, I believe. That's far. I mean, for us, it's 40 minutes to get there.
Yeah.
I believe, which is far.
That's a long time.
This
So-
is 10.
yeah, but US1 can get pretty busy.
I mean, US1 is on the way here. Just for example, US1 was as busy as it ever gets on the way down here. It took us 12 minutes.
No,
Yeah.
it was not as busy. I've seen it busier.
Oh, have you?
Oh, I've seen it busier.
No, you haven't.
Yeah,
No, I know for a fact that he's never seen it busier.
I stand on the street at 5 p.m. and count cars with a
clicker?
With a clicker.
He does do that.
And then
I've
as they
seen it.
drive by, I go, Grant Miller here. And then people go, who? I said, you know who it is. That's
Yeah.
Grant Miller. But yeah, venues like that. So we look for venues that are like, it's got that bar feel. It's got that feel of they can dim the lighting.
Yep.
And we provide everything else. We're a full production.
We
We
do,
come with
yeah.
a spotlight, microphone, speakers,
Speakers.
everything, book the talent, marketing, videos. So we're looking for venues.
Right.
That's what we're looking
in case
for.
you couldn't tell what we were after.
This whole
with
thing is about venues.
It's just a giant ad.
This entire thing is a 30-minute advertisement. They can do this in Miami stand-up comedy. You know who we need now? Russ
Yep.
Oasis to do the voice.
That's right.
If you don't know Russ Oasis is a comic in Miami who I guess worked in radio
For years. He was also the voice of...
He set up FDR's Fireside Chats. No, he's not that
Poor
old.
guy. He's like 62 years old.
He said he's 70 in his jokes.
Yeah, no, he is. If he's 70, he's in great shape.
He looks good for 70.
He sure does.
When I'm 70, tall people don't live that long. We're like Great Danes.
Is that true?
That is true. How many
I mean,
times have you gone to a retirement home
and
and you
seen a
saw
very
someone who's
old-
7 foot?
That's true. That's
Yeah.
a great point. Oh shit.
Yeah, we go down early. I get that life insurance policy. I'm making money on that.
I'm probably not in the great range for that either. I'm over 6 feet tall.
Yeah, you're 6'2", but you're there. I've seen some 6'2" older people. You're there, but I'm 6'6".
That's true.
My dad's 6'10".
6'6" might be the cutoff. I think if you go to a retirement community, you're going to see someone that's 6'6", maybe once.
If you've seen any tall people out there,
I haven't been to a lot of retirement homes. I'll be honest.
I've been to a ton of retirement homes.
Why?
You know what we should do? We should do comedy shows at retirement homes.
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
What's the joke? Huh?
I used
Is
to
that
work.
my nephew?
I used to work at the original Pancake House in Boca Raton, so I still have PTSD when it comes to providing services for the elderly.
Really?
Yeah,
I think they would love a comedy show.
I'm sure they would. They do.
And the music we would play would be like
come out to the hits of the 40s.
We'd have to wear suit and ties.
I think
everyone who performed would have to wear a suit and
Yeah,
tie.
of
It'd have
course.
to be very like Sinatra-esque.
right.
Some Lenny Bruce.
Right.
But Lenny Bruce was vulgar back then, and he was a
Lenny Bruce
pioneer.
was not a comedian for older people.
No, but the older people who are old now were young for Lenny Bruce.
That's true. Wow. Yes, that is true.
Yeah, so they knew the Lenny Bruce, and this is what I really want. I really want to do some research on the Miami comedy scene because I was like, Lenny had to perform here. All these famous comedians had to perform in the South Beach area, especially during the time when the gangs were down here and the mafia. They had to.
Right.
The South Beach era.
Yeah, but that back then, comedy was not. I don't know if people went necessarily to a comedy show back then. Like maybe Buddy Hackett and people like that, Don Rickles. But I don't know if people were going to see comedy. I think Don Rickles would open for Frank Sinatra. Buddy Hackett would open
they would
for
be like
an
act
exactly.
within a show.
Back then it was dinner theater, right? So you would go to the Copa. You'd have a nice, which I personally, that sounds awesome.
That's
to
what
me.
I want.
I would love to do that.
Wow. Community, help us
Yeah.
find that place.
Yeah.
The Faina, right? They do a
Mhm.
dinner show, but you
Right.
know, that would be a really cool venue. But yeah, those dinner shows would definitely. I would do a retirement home. If you know a retirement home that wants a comedy show, again, this is a walking and breathing advertisement.
Yeah, what am I talking
for
about?
Miami stand-up
Retirement community, retirement age people love me and you.
Yeah,
I get my cheeks pinched all the time.
the best thing about the retirement community, they always have sucking candy. They always have like
remember those little strawberry sucking candies?
and the inside was like gel.
Oh, it was so good, but you can't find them. They'll just appear in your grandma's basket. You couldn't buy those at the store.
It was like Mary Poppins, you
It's
know,
just
like,
magic.
it was like Narnia. Every time the basket was empty, you'd go back, it was full.
What?
Grandma, what? And she'd be like, they're magically delicious.
I don't know.
How do you want to close out the show? We got a few minutes left. Well, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to be here next Friday. Again, the show's going to be a little bit more curated. Grant Millett told me about 3 days ago to get this show, or 2 days ago to get this show together. He said it could be next Friday. I said, we'll jump on now.
Yeah.
We'll advertise now.
Yeah.
But next show is going to we'll talk about some Miami subjects. We'll talk about some topics. But we need you. The more you guys participate, the more you guys write us, Miami Stand-Up Comedy on Instagram, Facebook, or write Miami Community Newspapers, the more we'll have content to kind of generate and talk about. But I think I want to close out the show talking about our upcoming shows. You know, I think Norman's on the 2nd is going to be a great show.
Norman's is on
Norman's
Collins
Tavern.
and 70 something about that. Yeah.
And the best part about that show is that there's free parking on the street after 6 p.m.
That's
And
right.
where do you find free parking in Miami?
That's true.
Nowhere.
That's right.
You know, you don't find that anywhere.
Mhm.
So, you know, you can come to the show. It's a Friday night right after April Fool's Day.
And you've got some great comics on that lineup.
Some great comics. Richie Leese, Brittany Brave, myself, Carlos Hernandez, you know, Align Unscripted.
Yep.
A lot of great comics.
Great
and not
comics.
only that, but, you know, they have great food. They're going to have great drink specials. Then they're going to have $5 draft beer, $7 few spirit beverages, and I think $8 or $9 whiskeys. I forgot the name of the whiskey brand. I should remember. This is a walking advertisement. It's not Monkey Shoulder. It's another one. That's going to be a great show. And then, you know,
it's also on the beach, but not in South Beach.
Not on South
So you
Beach.
get to be on the beach, but away from the craziness. It's like kind of like a little bit slower moving part of the beach, which I love. I love up there, the 70s.
Yeah.
My grandma used to live in the 40s, Collins and 40th, around near the Fontainebleau.
Yeah.
So I spent my whole childhood up there. So I really love, I love Miami Beach, but not South Beach. I'm over it.
Yeah, I like Norman. They have great food as well. And also we have we potentially have the Mighty. You know, we got to get them to, you know, renew our contract at the Mighty to do April and May. You know, we had a great March.
Great March.
The
so much
difficult
fun.
part about, you know, stand-up comedy shows and not having our own venue is that we are dependent upon the venues to want to continue them.
That's right.
But the Mighty, we've done a great job with them. They've done a great job with us, you know, and we would love to continue to be back at the Mighty on Tuesdays. If not, we got some secret locations on a historic venue.
That's true.
But we don't want to give that out yet. We don't want to say that quite yet, but we have a historic venue possibly in the Miami area.
A very exciting secret venue that we're going to talk about but not talk about.
And it has a lot of rich Miami history.
The richest,
you think?
In terms of venues?
Yeah.
Possibly.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting stuff.
Very exciting.
Very exciting stuff. We appreciate you guys listening again. I'm Aaron the Speaker. This is Lonnie Cox. Thank you much for tuning in to us this morning on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure you guys leave a comment. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got to thank Miami Community Newspapers and, of course, Grant Millett for giving us the opportunity. Tommy, our producer.
Thank you, Tommy.
And, of course, follow MiamiStandUpComedy.com or Miami Stand-Up Comedy on Instagram or Facebook. Write us. Cox Comedy.
Cox Comedy. COX Comedy.
Yep, Aaron the Speaker. Again, we appreciate you guys, and we'll be having some stand-up comedy classes if you are interested leading into April and May. And, of course, we're going to be having our pop-up shows all over the city. Be on the lookout for us, up-and-coming small business. We appreciate you guys being here. Leave us a comment, DM. We'll see you guys next Friday.